Today we are joined by a very special guest who is inspiring many young Tibetans through her work. She is a model, actress, and recently captivated audience as the female lead in the movie called Four Rivers, Six Ranges. Please welcome the incredibly talented Miss Pema Tsamchoe. First of all, welcome to Dharamshala. So, Pamela, what brings you up here to Dharamshala? Are you here just for the vacation or any sort of a new exciting projects or work coming up?
Well, I came here for work. It's a small commercial ad and it's done. It's only for 2 days. So now that I'm already here, so I thought like maybe I can just extend some few more days and then enjoy the nature and the place. So it's more like a mix of work and a relaxation.
Okay, Pamela, I think everyone would agree that Dharamshala has such a unique vibe,
Absolutely.
right? So how has your stay been so far here? And I guess you've been to many cafes here. So what's that one local spot you always hit first?
Well, my go-to spot is always Juniper Terrace. It's very comfortable. I feel, very relaxed there. And also there's one more new cafe in Meglorganj, Pour Over. So I really love that spot. And if you guys want to go there, then you should definitely have this chicken katsu balls. So it's really good. I think you should definitely go for it.
Okay, Juniper is my favorite too.
Yeah.
So you're working in both in acting and modeling, which means you balancing two massive creative fields at the same time. So let's take us back to the beginning of your journey. So how did this journey start for you, and when did you realize that okay, this is what I want to do? I'm actually gonna do this for real.
Well, it all started after I graduated class 12. So there's this app called Dub Smash. I think most of young people don't know about it. It's a very old app, but it's very fun. You can see all the Bollywood dialogues in there, and then you can just memorize the dialogue and then go with the expressions and go with the dialogues. So I started from there, and then I started making posts, and I posted on Instagram. And then one thing I really like about it is that so this acting and all this is something that I like, and people appreciate it. So it keeps me motivated and it keeps me go forward, and then I started growing as an actor from there. But did I choose acting as a career from there? No, because we as a Tibetan people growing up in a very small town, Odisha, have never ever thought of becoming choosing acting as a career, because every Tibetan parents wants their kids to have a very stable job, right? Who earns regular salary every month. So acting career is very uncertain job, right? So and but I still have this feeling. I still have this. Positivity in me that one day I can be an actress. So then pandemic occurred, pandemic was there, and then I wasted 3 years there because I don't have work to do. And one very fine day, our director Chashamila, he called me, he approached me, and then he said, Pema, I saw your Instagram and I saw your reels and all. You're doing amazing work. I can see the potential in you. So I was like, wow, I think it's something that it's a very good experience, I didn't expect getting a call from a director like him. And then he said he has one new project coming up. So would you love to be part of it? I was like, of course, because this is where I can take a step, right? I can take a chance. And he said, so Four Rivers, Six Ranges is the film, and I'm playing the character Amo, and you have to audition for it. And I did. I gave an audition, and then I got selected. So it was like the happiest moment.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
So, Pamela, looking back at your journey, what were some of the biggest challenges, or I would say obstacles, and moment of self-doubt you might face during your journey, and how did you manage to overcome and pass through them?
Well, as I already said, acting and modeling is very uncertain career. You know, and it has no guarantee. Sometimes you give 10 to 5 times auditions in a week and then you don't get selected. Sometimes you get shortlisted but you don't get finalized for it. So it's very discouraging at the same time. But what keeps me going and moving forward is that my love for acting and craft. You know, when I have to act something and I heard action, then everything, all the problems disappear. So maybe the love I have for the acting and craft helps me and keeps me moving forward in life.
So, Pamela, like I know sometimes it's so easy to throw in the towel when things get tough and when you face constant rejection. So, during your lowest moment, what kept you going and motivate to keep pursuing your dreams and goals?
Well, first thing first, my parents comes to my mind, right?
Yeah.
My parents, my sister, the biggest motivation of my life, and they have sacrificed a lot for me.
Yeah.
So every time in my lowest moment, I just think of them. I just wanted to make my parents proud, my sisters proud, and that's why I just, help myself. I try to understand myself that this isn't like this isn't the last stage of my life, and I still have more hopes. I can still go for it if I stay consistent, if I be patient, and I still have the love for my acting and my craft, and that positivity in me keeps me growing in life.
So now let's talk about the movie Four Rivers and Six Ranges. I think the internet immediately loved and noticed that you were the one of the female lead holding it down in that movie. So what was that high energy experience like for you, and what made your character so special to you?
Well, honestly, Four Rivers, Six Ranges is one of the best and I have ever done, and it's my first ever film, so it's very very close to my heart, right? And I've got to work with our director Joshembila. It's an incredible experience working with him. Brandon, the cinematographer, amazing, and I've met so many casts, and I've made so many good connections with them. Now they all are like my dearest friend. So yeah, in that film, I'm playing a character Amo. As you can see, like she is very strong and resilient, and I feel like every woman should be like her. So when I was portraying her character, I try to understand her situation, the situation that she is in, all the scenarios, and you can understand. And so I just try to understand her. I was trying to read her, the situations, and then I understand that through her characters, I genuinely feel that sometimes the strongest battles are fought not on a battlefield, but in heart, in home, and in the choices that we make to protect our loved ones. And that's what she did. And I really appreciate her for that. And I'm so proud of her. And I feel so proud to portray her character. And I feel like I did a good job portraying her character.
I would say you act very well in that movie.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, Pamela, you have traveled so many places through this movie, right? So, I was just curious and wondering, like, how was your first fan meeting experience?
Oh my goodness. I was over the moon because I wasn't expecting people to shower so much love and they support us. And even though and abroad, people are so busy working, right? And then they still try to, show up, manage their time, schedule, and shower so much love to us. And it was the most emotional and happiest moment. It's a mix of emotion and happiness at the same time.
Yeah, so let's be real here. Representation matters, but we still do have very few Tibetan actresses in the spotlight for the young generations, young girls to look up to. So without any references or I would say blueprint or long list of Tibetan female mentor, how did you prepared, or how did you mentally prepare yourself to build a career in this, especially in these industries?
Honestly, I told you I didn't choose acting as my career, right? But then I'm a big Bollywood fan, and I look up to Deepika Padukone.
I think your favorite actress.
Yes, she is. So I used to watch her performance. I really appreciate her acting. I think from her, the acting in me started growing as well. So, and then obviously when I started choosing acting as a career, I didn't see any Tibetan actress before.
Yeah.
I mean, like there is, but I
Yeah.
don't know, right? And I only know there's 7 years in Tibet girl, Tsamchoe. So I know her, but not in person, but in film I know. And now there's amazing actors, Tibetan actresses, right? For example, my friend Chudun, Chinle, and Kikinamo, Pema.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
these are amazing, amazing actors. And as a Tibetan, I'm very proud of them. And it's very good to see Tibetan actresses, Tibetan people doing great in this industry. So, and that also gives me and helps me motivated. So also, you were right. There's no blueprint. I just like follow my passion and my dream. And this is what it is.
It's time for our rapid fire round. I'm going to throw out some question and you have to give me your split second honest answer. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Best cafe spot in Dharamshala.
Pour over for now.
Okay. Current favorite Tibetan singer on your playlist.
Jitashi, I love his song Autumn Leaves.
Okay. If you had to eat only one for the rest of your life, momo, thukpa, shapal, or tingmo.
Momo.
Choose a superpower: flying, reading minds, time travel, or becoming invisible.
Reading minds.
Okay. The last question is: name your favorite Tibetan news media outlet in exile. Be honest.
Tibet Radio.
Okay, love it.
Tibet
Thank you
Radio.
for being such a good spot. Okay. Let's get back with a few more questions, Vimala.
Yeah.
So, as a modern young woman navigating both the acting and modeling industries, what does true women empowerment means to you?
For me, a true woman empowerment means like to have a freedom to make your own choices, and the confident enough to stand by it. You know, it also means like pursuing your dream, being not being limited by the society's expectations. You know, we Tibetan people always have this feeling like if I pick this as a career, if I choose this as a career, what society is going to think about me, what this people is going to talk about me. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. You don't have to limit yourself from the society's expectations. You just have to follow your heart and you have to go for it. You just have to give your best shot.
Yeah.
Even though if you want to be like doctor, nurse, engineer, a homemaker, it's your choice. You have the full rights. Empowerment means like it's all talk about independence, confidence, and supporting each other, supporting every other woman, right? Despite like competing with each others. So this is what I feel.
So, do you think that young Tibetan women today's have a more opportunity and open doors compared to the older generation or the previous generation?
Well, yes, absolutely. I think this young generations have more opportunities as compared to the previous generations, because previous generations we don't have more open doors, right? So now it's social media's time, and and you have
yeah.
and it's very advanced, right? You have a great platforms and you have so many open doors, and you have you can explore every career. You can explore career in acting, business, content creations, and everything. And I see young people doing so much great in their life. I've seen so many young people doing great in social medias and all. So I feel like, yes, social media's platform has given so many opportunities for younger peoples. And yeah.
Okay. So, Pema, since you are born in exile in India, you grew up hearing endless stories about homeland. So it's visiting Tibet a dream of yours, and what do you think that the first step on Tibetan soul would feel like?
Well, visiting Tibet is like a dream come true for me. You know, everyone carries this unfinished things in their heart, and for me, it's visiting my homeland and seeing Tibet, like from my own eyes. And also, my grandmother, she came to India before 1959. Remember, His Holiness came to India during 1956 or 7. to Bodh Gaya. So my grandmothers and their families and their colleagues felt like, what's the point of staying in Tibet if His Holiness is not here?
Yeah.
So they just follow his footpath, and then now she's here. But then after that, she didn't get a chance to visit Tibet again. So I just feel like I just wanted to take her to Tibet and then feel how Tibet is look like, you know.
We are rooting for you,
Yes.
Pema. Yeah. So now let's talk about a big debate in our community right now. Some of say that our youth aren't doing enough for the Tibetan freedom movement, but while others argues that they are actually crushing it in a very different and a new ways. So, for instance, like you were born in exile in India. How do you see our generation taking charge of movement today? Are they doing enough, or do they need a major wake-up call?
Well, I personally feel like younger generations are doing great in their own ways, I feel. Because what makes me feel very proud is I've seen so many Tibetan peoples all around the world putting in efforts to learn Tibetan language and stay connected to their culture and identity. Also, I've met so many Tibetan peoples from like Europe and United States, even in Dharamshala. They come to India specifically to learn Tibetan and try to understand their roots, you know, staying connected to their roots. So that what I feel like that's something that we should always appreciate, right? Also, it's very true that everyone expects more and more from the younger generations, right? But I feel like they genuinely care about their culture, their roots, and their identity. So I feel like we should also appreciate that.
Yeah. So I think you would agree that social media has completely changed the world, right?
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. So do you think such apps like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok have genuinely connected Tibetan youth globally to the cause, or has it just created a digital disconnect?
Well, I would say they did more good than harm because such platforms connect you with the Tibetan peoples all around the world, right? And it also helps you share your stories, raise awareness, and celebrate culture, and support each other regardless of where you are.
Yeah.
So I think it's also very true that we cannot replace the human connections, right? When you meet someone in person, it creates a different bond. So I would say social media platform, it's a very important tool for connection.
Yeah.
But it only works when you balance it with the staying connected to your parents, your
and
people,
families,
and your families
across the world. Yeah.
So this is what I feel.
So before we let you go, Vimala, what piece of advice you would give to the generation of Tibetans who might be struggling to find their dreams, their direction, their confidence, and just try to figure life out right now, especially this day, Gen Z?
Yeah. Well, I would say just follow your heart. Do what makes you feel comfortable and what makes you feel happy. You don't have to pressure your life. Life is very short, and opportunities comes when you least expect them, right? So I would say just pursue your dream, and pursuing your dream starts when you stop making excuses.
Yeah.
People these days, when you make excuses, you're just like
Blocking your way.
blocking your way.
Yeah.
And I would say, and most importantly, I would say like stop comparing yourself with anyone, because everyone is going through a different pace of life, and you just have to trust yourself. And even though if you pick any profession, there's no small or big profession. Every profession should be respected, and your work that you're going to choose, if you love doing it, it will be respected until unless you love doing it.
Yeah.
You have to you have to be confident, and you have to stay consistent for whatever you're doing. And I feel like younger generations are doing amazing in their life, and I'm very, very proud to see them doing great in life. And I would say like just keep growing, keep going forward, keep moving, and stay focused. And even though like when you start growing and learning something in your life, this journey is as much as important as your destinations.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thank you so much, Pimala, for sharing your journey on Tibet Radio
Thank
today.
you so much
and
for having me.
thank you for all our listeners for tuning into Tibet Radio English Podcast. This is Nyidon from Tibet Radio, and we'll see you in the next episode.